Next one from Joshua J. Said, thankfully, we turned down Amram as manager because he hasn't a clue even if you play his formation. So while you've brought up United, let me just talk about United for 1 second. I hope this doesn't offend any English people or British people, because I kind of don't mean to offend you by saying this, but the fact that Jim Ratcliffe is a sir and is acting the way he's acting, I find it incredibly disrespectful. So the latest from Mr. Ratcliffe, and again, this isn't just me pulling this out my backside, it's the Daily Mirror and it's everywhere. So Jim Ratcliffe has chosen to cut funding for a charity that tends to former Manchester United players, with the organisation not told of the decision until they phoned up querying missed payments. Now, I believe it's been reported that the amount in question here is about £40,000. That's pathetic from somebody who knows better and has the money. We've seen Christmas parties cancelled, Christmas bonuses cut from £100 down to £40 M&S vouchers. We've seen Stewart of the Week prizes of £50 cancelled. We've seen Stewart Christmas bonuses cancelled. We've seen frontline workers at Manchester United not get perks around FA Cup finals and whatnot. And if you're cutting charity payments to former players, I'm sorry, that's nothing short of scumbag behaviour in my eyes from somebody as a sir who should be setting a higher standard. Just my opinion. How is he a sir, says Alex. I don't know. That's shocking, said Keith Dunn. And charity donations are tax deductible, said Dave Sharples. It doesn't make any sense to me, mate, at all. Like, are United that hard up for 40 grand? Do you know what I mean? And you know what's going to happen here? Without doubt, people will start offering to pay it, or fans will offer to raise the money. And it looks even worse. I mean, whoever's advising him, it's like they're trying to wind United fans up at this point. And usually I'm all for that. But not when it's at the expense of working class people or former players who need a bit of help. Because that's what this charity's there for. To help former players. You know, players back in the day wouldn't have had the financial incentives and luxuries that modern day footballers have. I think it's truly disgusting on a human level. I get your no offence, but titles like Duke, Duchess can be all bought online as well. I own one, mate. I own one. But when we buy these titles, it's not the same as Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's been knighted by the royal family. You know, I can't use my title anywhere. And I am a sir. I bought it from Sealand, as much like you've said. But he's a real, genuine, bona fide, knighted man. Yeah, I don't know. It's pathetic, quite frankly, in my opinion, as a human being. They can't even repair Old Trafford. No shock, said Charlie. Most rich people get there off the backs of the poor. Been happening for millennia. Horrible people on this planet, said Boeing Zabadi. Well, I'm not rich, nor will I ever be, so I can't speak from the rich person's behalf, but I appreciate your perspective, my man, and thank you for your membership with us for 11 months. What will Neville and Keane say about that, said Dave Sweeney. Actually, do you know what? I don't know if they have. As anybody, I don't follow Gary. I'm not on social media, so I don't follow most of these people. I see this stuff when it gets sent to me or it's in our Discord group, so I don't know if there's been a reaction from them, Dave. It's a good question because, you know, Gary is the self-appointed Prime Minister of football, so surely with him speaking about the morals of Manchester United, and surely he'd have something to say about it. You're right, because he should. But maybe he has. I truly don't know. Charlie said, Gary hasn't said anything about it, which is sad. No, it's not sad. It's cowardly. Which is... You often hear me speaking about hypocrisies in football, right? And if Gary Neville doesn't have the backbone to speak out against Ratcliffe, you know why? It's as simple as that. Because you won't find one human being that thinks that that's right. Not one. So, This is what I speak about. Cowardice. People speaking out of both sides of their mouth. People professing to have morals and a stance in life until it maybe impacts their ability to make a pound note. So, I'm taking this your face value to say he hasn't posted that about it. If he hasn't, he's a coward. No other thing to say. Coward. If he hasn't. Bias to the owner. They're paid to be pro-owners. Yeah, this is the thing. This is what does my head in. Anybody who claims to want the best for life, the world and the club and doesn't have the backbone to speak out, thinking it might cost them access. We come back to this whole thing about football not having a space for dissenting voices or not being able to take criticism. It's not healthy.